Hi everyone, Dee's from Turtle Dove. I'm being very naughty. It's a Monday morning here and I should be cleaning the house. Mondays is my house cleaning days. But I thought I would come on and just do a WIP and chat. For those who don't know what WIP stands for, it just means work in progress. So yes, this is my butterfly and flower cross stitch that diychoose sent me to review, and I just thought I would show you the progress of the cross stitch. Unfortunately, I cannot sit here for any long length of time. Hang on, let's just move this down so you can see. Maybe an hour and a half at the most, but the longer I stay, the worse my back and neck gets. So I, from time to time during the day, will just sit down and do a length of cotton or thread, the embroidery thread. So that's one length. I think it's about, let's see, it's about 1 3/4 metre long. So yeah, I might do that. Last night I actually did 2 lengths, and sometimes I can do 2.5, but yeah. Anyway, this is it so far, and it's coming along really nicely. I don't think you can tell what I've done, but I'll show you. So I've cross stitched all the stem and the leaves and a bit of the stem here and there, and then I'm working on, the thread's going everywhere. What am I working on? I'm working on number 13, which is the red symbol. So I've got quite a lot of that to do. I've already done about maybe a bit over a third over here, and I've done a little bit of the deeper burgundy as well, and just lots of little odd bits. I've done some orange, and just reminding you, this is the colour that it will be. So the colour on the Ida is not the colour that it will end up, that's just a symbol. So it just makes it easier to cross stitch. However, some of the symbols are still a bit difficult because, for instance, the red, you're cross stitching burgundy, which is very similar, so it can get a bit tricky sometimes with my eyes. But this is so much better than counted cross stitch, and I have to admit that I have not worked on any of the Cinderella Castle since showing you Tinkerbell's body that I've started working on. This is so much easier, but anyway. And also the butterfly's almost done. I've got to do, obviously I've got to do all the outlining, the back stitch, but I'll do that when I've finished all the cross stitch. And I've just got a bit of red to put on the green there, and then just a little bit on his body. So I'm going to zoom you in, and I'm working on this upside down because otherwise I've got to reach and it's too awkward with all this. So I do have a clip that I got, but this is more for the big cross stitches, so I need to get some smaller ones. So yeah, when I'm on this end, I just spin it around. So you can turn it upside down and work on it, but just don't turn it sideways, otherwise the cross won't look right. So let's zoom you in, just adjust the camera. Okay, hopefully I'll stay in the shot. So I've already threaded, and let's start. So yeah, after this, oh, I've got to be careful of the tripod now too. After this I will start my daily cleaning routine, which is cleaning the wet areas, the toilets and bathroom, putting some laundry on. In fact, I should have done that before I started. Vacuuming and mopping, dusting, just things like that. I did already sweep the front entrance outside, a little veranda that I have. I picked up some leaves and brought the rubbish back in. It's a rubbish picking day today as well. So I do have a start to my cleaning day. And tomorrow I'm going to a shopping centre called Westfield at Marion, and I'm going to buy some really good quality shoes for walking. I recently went to a specialist about my foot issues. That was the specialist that did my surgery about 8 years ago, and I'm having other issues. I've got arthritis and I've got a few cysts in my feet, which is quite normal for my age apparently, but yeah, they're giving me a lot of issues. But he doesn't want to operate again, he doesn't want to do any more surgery, so I just have to put up with it basically, and I think a lot of that has to do with COVID, because they are way behind in surgeries, so the waiting lists are getting longer and longer. It's a bit of fluffy. But anyway, he suggested that I go and buy some high ankled shoes, which would give me more support where I need it. I don't know if that will help, but I'm willing to try anything, so that's what I'm going to do. I tried locally, closer to home, some shopping centres, and everything that I wanted, they didn't have my size. So it's a bit annoying. But so I'm going to do that, and my sister's coming along with me, so we'll make it just a little shopping trip. So that should be nice. Let's have a coffee together and a cake or some lunch or something little, because I rarely go to Westfield Marion anymore. I don't like shopping as I used to. I just like to go in and out, get what I want and then go. But hopefully I'll find some shoes, so I'll show you if and when I get them. If I can't find any, I think I'm just going to give up, or maybe I'll buy some Skechers. I don't know. I've got a budget and I can't go over it, so yeah, they can be very expensive. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. We had my son and his partner over with my little granddaughter. We just bought some, well, he actually bought some Chinese, and I made a really nice baked German apricot cheesecake for dessert, and that is a huge cake. It makes quite a lot, but yeah, it takes a lot of ingredients. It uses 6 eggs, 2 of the 500, is it 500 gram or 250? No, I think it's 250 gram blocks of the Philadelphia cream cheese, and then I think 500 or 250 grams of the cottage cheese. So yeah, it's a rich cake, but it's so nice, and you can put any fruit in there. I don't make it often because it is very rich, and it's not overly sweet, which is good. I hate when this happens. Wants to knot up at the back. Yeah, so, but it's still fairly dense cake, so I said to my hubby I don't make it that often, but maybe this summer I'll make it with raspberries, and then I'll put my raspberries through it, and I'll also make a raspberry puree for the top. So that should be really yummy, I think. It's always nice. I love cheesecake, especially baked cheesecake. You can leave that recipe, just put lemon through it and make it a lemon baked cheesecake, or you can even just have sultanas in there. So it's very versatile as far as adding the finishing touches to it. So I've got my last piece of cake to have. I might have it for lunch. I might be naughty and just have that for lunch, seeing as I'm cleaning. Hope I'm not moving this around too much. So yeah, I'm really enjoying doing this. And it's funny because I can sit there for so long doing my diamond painting. When I did the big Vibrant Italy diamond painting, I can sit there for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, I need to stand up here and there, but I can't with this. My neck tingles, and then it burns. My back's not too bad, but yeah, for some reason it just must be the way I'm sitting and using my arms and hands. I don't know. I do need to get myself a nice frame though, but this Ida is quite stiff enough just to handle it on its own. And my eyes are getting used to looking out for what they need to see in far as seeing where the needle goes in. You do get better as you get on. So nope, wants to knot up again. Every now and then I have to stop and it really knots up. So far the embroidery thread on this has been not too bad. There's a few inconsistencies. So in the middle of the butterfly, the ivory colour is very thin, even compared to the white. I don't think it's because it's a light colour. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with that, but yeah, and I've noticed some of the threads are a lot rougher in some sections. It almost looks like it's fraying in some sections. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's spectacular, but it's reasonable, I think. when I used to cross stitch years ago, I just used, oh, what was the brand? Is it DMC? I'm not sure. But that's very, very shiny, and it's just got this beautiful smooth sheen to it. So this is not as nice. And that's back in the day that I did a lot of, just all my cross stitching was counted cross stitch. So there wasn't anything out in the market with the printed cross stitch like there is now. So I'm glad for this though. And you can see the colour through the cross stitch. You can see the colour of the Ida or the print, and that was one of my main concerns when I first saw this. But what you do is when you're finished, you soak it in some cold water and all the colour comes off. So one thing you have to be careful of is not to wet this while you're working on it. So make sure your hands are clean and dry. And I didn't put cream on my hands, they're all dry, so excuse that. And yeah, then you just let it dry and iron the back, and then it's ready to frame. So I can't wait for this to be finished. I might, in another video, I might show you if I can find some. There's a couple of cross stitches that I've done years ago that I can show you. I've already showed you some in a previous video, but I found another 3 little ones. So I might show you those. This gets a lot easier as the thread, as I use the embroidery thread up. Once it's about half the length, it goes a lot faster. I'm just being careful because I'm on camera, and plus I don't want it knotting up. So yeah, this symbol would be good if it was a different colour. It's too close to the thread colour and just makes it a lot harder to see. For me, if I was young, I don't think it would worry me, but that's where I'm finding it very difficult with the counted cross stitch, the Cinderella castle I'm working on at the moment. It's, well, yeah, it's because it's the navy blue Ida as well, or Ada. Yeah, it's very hard. You have to count and make sure you get everything right, plus it's hard to see. And another thing I could do with it is one of those, I do have a lamp next to me. Oh, you can't see it. I won't move everything. Just put it back on. There, that's better. But yeah, I could do with a really, like, a much bigger magnifying section. I've just got a little one that's probably, you know, not much bigger than the palm of my hand. But yeah, definitely buy another, or if I can review some more printed cross stitches. Definitely will do that. I'm not buying anything craft wise for till, was it the end of October, I think. So I haven't even walked into Spotlight. I'm just trying to avoid things, and that way I won't miss it. But then there's always something else to buy, isn't there? So for the house or whatever. I'll tell you one thing I do need is a bread knife. I have a bread maker that hubby and I bought last summer, and the bread knife that I have, the handles, it's quite old and the handle's just breaking to bits, so I could do with that. But yeah, there's always something to buy, isn't there? There's something you need or something that breaks down. Like my vacuum cleaner did that time. But I'm really enjoying my new one. I've just got to buy some special bags for it. And they've made it in a way where you can't empty it yourself, you just got to buy new bags. But I found a way to get into it. But I still wouldn't mind some spare ones, because they won't last forever. Okay. So I'm going to do this one here, there's a few here, and then jump over, and I'll go down that way, and then around, I think. That's what I'll do. So I'll just finish off these three, the bottom bit here. And also this, because of the symbol being red and then the colour of the thread being burgundy, it's hard to do a half a cross stitch and then backtrack. It's really hard to see where the needle goes in because of the dark colour. So if it was a lighter colour, a total opposite colour, it would be so much easier. But other than that, everything's been going really well with this cross stitch. If I zoom you in any closer, I think I'll end up pulling you out of shot, or pulling the cross stitch out of shot, and then you won't see. So okay, so I've just finished this section here, and I'm going to jump over. Let's see, I'll do that and come up, jump over here, and do this section and this bit there. I think that's what I'll do. I've been already buying Christmas presents for my granddaughters, and I went to Big W and they had a sale, and it was a rock art set. So there's some rocks and paints, and a really good one actually. and it was half price. It was put in the centre of the aisle for everybody to see that it was on sale. Big sign, 50% off with the price, the original price and then the reduced price. So I grabbed it and I thought to myself, okay, should I take a picture of that? Because Big W are really good at showing a reduced price, and then when you get to the checkout, they argue it. And you've got to fight to get it. And I thought, no, that's quite obvious. There's no other rock art around, that's it. Well, I went to the checkout and he put it through at the original price. I said, no, that's meant to be 50% off. So, yeah, on the little intercom thing they've got, not intercom, but the phone, it's not a phone, you know, it's just like a little, anyway, he called the manager over and she come over and, well, I think she was the supervisor, not the manager of the store, but, and then she phoned her supervisor, and no, it's not for sale. I said, it definitely is. I could feel my blood pressure rise. I'm so sick of this happening. It's false advertising, and I did really look carefully to make sure I wasn't mistaken. And I just said to her, no. She said, oh, it shouldn't be there. There's probably more than like a different type of brand. I said, no, this is the one brand. It was on its own. Definitely, it's got a big yellow ticket saying $7 or $7.50, whatever it was. It was originally $15. So they let me have it, but I was so wild. I just thought, no. I said to the checkout guy, you know, next time I'm taking a picture because this is just happening too many times. And, you know, if you have a trolley full of things, you wouldn't even notice. But, yeah, I just walked out with a couple of things and I checked on the till as he was putting it through to make sure it would go at the reduced price. And Big W are really bad for that. So anyone who shops at Big W, especially in South Australia, be careful. Just watch. Because it is a form of false advertising when they do that. And if someone's done that, put that price up there by mistake, well, that's on them, not me. So I feel really strongly with that sort of thing. So yeah, I was happy to get it at the reduced price as they advertised. And the funny thing is, while they were, I was the only one lining up at the checkout, and by the time they did all that stuff, all these people just, out of the blue, all these workers came and opened other checkouts. So by the end of it, there were 3 extra people on, just because I had stopped them to question. So, always stand your ground. So from now on, if that happens again, it doesn't matter what store I'm in, I'm taking a picture of the reduced price. Now, where are you? There we go. It's a very still sunny day this morning, so I should, when I've finished all my housework, I should go for a walk. Hubby and I went for a walk down the beach yesterday. We just had some, it was sort of like a late breakfast, early lunch, and then went for a walk down the beach, and I just collected a couple of shells and just a couple of small rocks. I want to do some rock art eventually, but I want to gather a few rocks first, so I don't want to grab a whole lot at once, because I don't think you're really supposed to take things from the beach. But like, who doesn't take shells and things? It's not like I took a bucket full. I just took 1 or 2 rocks, little ones. Should go along the river and see if I can get a different type of rock. But a channel called Hazel Yuri, she is an awesome crafter. I'll leave the link to her channel in the description below. But she does these videos. She just uploaded a video on different rock art, so she's given me inspiration to paint some rocks, and they were really pretty. I don't know where she gets all the video footage for it, but it's just a huge collection of different rock art from different artists, and then she just sets it back with music, and yeah, it makes for a really nice video. She does a lot of videos like that, whether they're butterflies or home decorating or whatever. Just sets her video up with like 100 different screenshots of whatever theme she's wanting to show. Oops, I just forgot to close off that first stitch I made over here. I'll do that now before I forget. It's very hard to see. Now, where did that go? Okay, right over here. So this is what I mean. It's so hard for me to see sometimes. I might just move my chair back a bit, so it's better. Okay, excuse me while I just have a sip of water. Throat's always a little bit croaky first couple of hours in the mornings. I've been having all sorts of trouble just out the window here, the side of the house. There's pigeons that want to roost everywhere, so I just chased them away, but they're becoming a real problem. Can hear them at the moment, but I think they're trying to nest on the roof just above the window here, and they can be very loud, but they make a mess as well. That's the other thing. So I don't know how to get rid of them, shoo them away, because they keep coming back. I found 4 of them out there this morning, so I've got a whole family wanting to hang around. It's so bad that under the back I've got a little veranda area there, and I have a shelf of plants, and the top plants, they're always wanting to roost on that, so I've had to put some plastic barbecue forks upright so that they don't sit in the plant and ruin the plant. I've got plenty of trees and things around this area, so I don't know why they're picking that. Maybe it's because it's protected where they want to roost. Now, just down the bottom here. I just got to stop and think. It's a bit hard to talk and cross stitch. Don't want to miss any colours. But yeah, this is going to go in my spare ring. It's going to be the butterfly ring. I mean, it's not going to be mad on butterflies, but I want a few pieces of art that have butterflies. And this one, this beautiful flower, and just has one butterfly, so it's not overdone. Now, where was I? Okay, up here. I just noticed there's two. I've missed a couple down there, so I'm going to have to bring that down, which I don't really like doing, but I think to finish it off and start again, you're going to use more thread up, so you have to pick and choose what you're doing. Oh, I must have missed that one last night. So now the thread's a lot shorter and a lot easier to work with, if I can find the hole. I wouldn't mind getting, oh, excuse my belly, wouldn't mind getting a Halloween cross stitch to do, and a Christmas cross stitch. Did I say hot stitch or cross stitch then? I'm still waking up, guys, excuse me. And the last few weeks I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, but because of my health issues with my body, nothing major, just, hang on, I've got to undo this. I think I've put that in the wrong spot. I can't exercise. Things get worse when I exercise, so I will walk, but as far as more vigorous exercise to lose weight goes, so what I've been doing is I don't eat until 12 o'clock lunchtime, and I have my lunch, then I have like a 6 to 8 hour window of eating, and I don't go mad, I just have my lunch. If I'm hungry, I'll have a snack, and then I eat my tea, but after tea I don't eat anything, so normally I'll finish tea by 6. I might have a cup of coffee and biscuit, but I don't normally like to eat after 7. Actually, it used to be 8, but it's 7. Unless we have guests over, it's a bit different, but yeah, which isn't very often. So I've been doing that, and yeah, I've already lost a couple of kilos just doing that, and my belly is just telling me it's starting to get hungry again. But I've still got a drink. I have a cup of lemon tea in the morning with some honey, and then I drink plenty of water, so, and I feel a lot better doing it actually, to be honest. It sort of gives my system a bit of a break. So I don't know, I'm just doing what I feel is right for me. Everyone else might be different, might not agree with it, whatever, but yeah, just got to respect everyone else's, what they choose to do for their own health. I don't think there's anything right or wrong. You just got to do what's right for yourself based on, you know, your situation. But yeah, I just feel a lot more lighter, a lot more energy. And it makes you want to eat better too when you do eat, because it's only 1 meal you're missing out on, but yeah. And a lot of the times I'm not even hungry in the mornings anyway. I can't really eat too early, so it's not that hard for me to do. I should have put the timer on. I didn't. I have the timer right next to me. So obviously, if you don't want to watch this for too long, what's good about YouTube is you can fast forward. You can just come back and finish watching at another time. You don't have to watch everything. Or you can just sit and listen to me chat and cross stitch. So I'll be doing this with diamond paintings as well. Still haven't started my Emerald City from the Diamond Art Club. I want to start on my sister's Christmas present. There goes my belly again. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm making her a dozen butterfly ornaments, which will take me a while, so I have to start that soon. Still haven't gotten together with my mum and sister for our birthdays, because we were about to go out that day and then my daughter rang up and said she had COVID, and I was with her the day before, so we put that off for a week. But then the following week Mum got the flu, so we cancelled that again. So everyone's coming to my house this Friday, and hopefully we'll be able to exchange presents then. So it's just a hazard of having a birthday in the middle of winter. I had my hair cut last Friday, I think it was. I didn't have a wash and I didn't have a blow dry, just a cut, and it cost me $45. It's insane. How much does a haircut cost you without having it blow dry or washed? Just a simple cut, like a trim, not a restyle. And if I had my hair washed and blow dried, it would have cost close to $100. I think it's about $80 or something like that. I've been trying to go a little bit more regularly. Normally I only go 3 times a year, but just before last Christmas I had my hair put in foils and really dried my hair out this time round, because I had a white blonde instead of just a warm blonde put through my natural blonde, and then I had some darker colours put through as well, but it really dried my hair, so I'm just trying to get it cut regularly so it can grow out quicker as well. So the next time I get my hair cut might be about maybe October, November. That's 3 months. Maybe I might have two before Christmas, I don't know. See how I go. But yeah, let me know how much a haircut is. For you. And then let me know how much the wash, cut and blow dry would be. It's always interesting to see what others around the world have to pay. Now this little bit of cotton here is just where I've started a colour previously, and sometimes I leave it out here and then you've just got to cover it with other stitching and then snip the rest off. It just sort of catches it. And sometimes I thread it through some previous stitches under here, which I don't know if it's a no-no, but that's what I used to do years and years ago. But I think it was Lovecraft Forever. She's a lovely lady and very talented. She's been doing cross stitching for years, so if I remember, I'll leave the link to her channel below as well. If you go and see her, say hello, I've sent you. But yeah, she's given me a few tips and she does it this way. But it drives me nuts having all these bits of thread out. So I was a bit sceptical of it as well, thinking that it would pull out, but it actually doesn't. So I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, but that's what I love about YouTube and watching other crafters and hobbyists. You just pick up so many tips. Now I've got to go through that one where that thread is, and then pull that back, and hopefully that'll catch. And as I thread more, I'll catch more, and then I can cut it off, and that makes it very secure. Having the threads hanging there for a while though just drives me crazy. But I guess you don't get the bulk this way as much as what I'm doing at the back of the Ida. And my belly's really telling me it's going to be time to eat soon. It doesn't always do that, but as soon as I turn the camera on, it wants to make itself known. So I'm having a bit of trouble seeing where I'm meant to be going there. Okay. Hopefully you're still in. Yep. Focus. I think I finished the cross stitch up there either. Okay, I'll have to do that when I get up to it. I'll put one more, catch it one more time, and then I should be able to cut it off. Let's cut that off. Flush, and then that'll just blend in really nicely. Now, where am I? where I am? Yes. Okay, before I do even any more, I'm going to have to come up here. Almost forgot about these little squares. I don't know how cross stitches deal with confetti areas where there's a lot of just hundreds of odd numbers of different coloured threads in one area. I'll have to look up some tutorials on that. This isn't too bad at all because you can just always skip a little bit and follow. There's a bit on each petal, so it's not too bad. And they are quite clumped together. Well, I might finish the video here. So I'm just going to continue this off camera until I finish this thread, which won't take me long. And then I'm going to start my housework. I've been very naughty doing this, but you do get addicted to this sort of thing. It's just like every spare moment you've got, you want to do a little bit more till it's all done. I was like that with the diamond painting too. It's just a little bit more, just a half hour here, just a half hour there. I actually worked a lot on the diamond painting. It's a lot of work, but it was so nice to have it finished. You feel so accomplished when you're finished. Something like that. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed this WIP and chat. Definitely will show you when I finish this cross stitch. And I'll just see how I go taking the colour off of this, and maybe with another cross stitch I do I can show you. I won't show you the first time I try and wash this, because if I make mistakes, I don't want anyone doing the same mistakes. Thinking it's like a tutorial, so. Okay guys, have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. Have a lovely week ahead, and thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.